Tyson! The crowd yelling, "We want Tyson." George wants Tyson.
In 1987, after 10 years away from the ring, Foreman surprised the boxing world by announcing a comeback at the age of 38.
Veteran boxer George Foreman will put on the gloves and climb back into the ring.
There's 22 seconds left in round 6, and that left hook did hurt him. That's a knockdown.
Few were taking his return seriously, particularly now that the heavyweight landscape was being ruled by Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson reigned as a terrorist. I mean, he had this reign of terror. It's all over now.
Tyson held the crown, and a win over Iron Mike would erase the Muhammad Ali loss and put the belt back around the waist of Big George.
Inside more than Dundee would want. He's open. There's a shot. A left hook catches him, and down goes Rodriguez.
Ring magazine that George Foreman stated that he can beat Mike Tyson.
Tyson and those guys were literally becoming more and more afraid of me.
Foreman beat every opponent for the next 4 years, winning most of his fights by knockout.
A minute and 8 seconds left. Oh, and that's it.
Mike Tyson is scared of George Foreman. He's scared.
But if we could fit George in between there or something, I look forward to that also.
Foreman wanted a title shot, and the man he had expected to get it from, Mike Tyson, lost his titles to James Buster Douglas in huge upset.
It's over. It's over.
Mike Tyson has been knocked out.
I thought maybe go 10 rounds again, then fight Tyson, Holyfield, and then win the title.
After 24 victories, 23 knockouts, Foreman earned him a match against Evander Holyfield, fighting for the WBC, WBA, and IBF world titles.
Reaching there and almost paid the price. Oh, steady right now. Holyfield looking a little wobbly.
Despite a valiant display, at the age of 42, Foreman was defeated by way of unanimous decision.
Show the whole world by going toe-to-toe, and the young man is holding on for his breath, and we keep going.
After more than a year out of the ring, on November 5, 1994, Foreman took on the new champ, Michael Moorer, and knocked him out in the 10th round.
It happened. It happened.
With the victory, at the age of 45, Foreman became the oldest fighter ever to win the heavyweight crown, as well as the boxer with the most time between one world championship and the next.
But I'm George Foreman. I fought Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Kenny Norton. I fought all the great fighters in the world. I'm not the best, but I fought the best.
It was Foreman's fight with Jimmy Young that forever changed the Texan Giant's life.
All I can remember that night is I was tired.
Big George put down his boxing gloves and didn't step inside the ring for the next 10 years.
Veteran boxer George Foreman will put on the gloves and climb back into the ring.
Foreman entered the ring for the first time against journeyman Steve Zowski and finished his foe in the 4th round.
I'm still a man, I'm still alive, and I could still, if Russia would try to attack us, the 40-year-old guys would push them right back over the border.
They're by your sides. Now, no question, one of the hardest hitters. Look at that.
Through Big George's first 10 to 15 fights, he was laughed at for the quality of the fighters he was fighting and wasn't taken seriously.
People just don't come back after 10 years and perform at the highest levels of their craft.
After 19 fights, Foreman was 19-0, 18 KO.
See, this makes it interesting.
During the course of those 19 fights, Foreman only fought 2 name fighters, former light heavyweight and cruiserweight champion Dwight Muhammad Qawi and fringe contender Burt Cooper, stopping both. Late in 1989, 40-year-old former undisputed heavyweight champion George Foreman and 33-year-old former top-ranked contender Jerry Cooney agreed to terms on a January 15, 1990 fight.
I think Jerry Cooney, George Foreman fight is going to be really a good matchup because you're matching puncher against puncher.
Foreman displayed accuracy and devastating power in stopping Cooney.
Look at the left, come up and slice it up, and Jerry Cooney's in big trouble. He's ready to go. And there
It wasn't until after Foreman's destruction of Cooney that he was taken as a serious title contender.
A minute and 8 seconds left. Oh, and that's it.
And I don't think this fight's over. This fight's over. George Foreman blows away Jerry Cooney in the 2nd round.
He's still George Foreman. He still has that unbelievable punching power.
Foreman never passed up an opportunity to take a shot at Mike Tyson and throw out challenges to him while doing the talk show circuit.
He's scared. Why? I'm bigger and I hit harder, and plus Jimmy Jacobs told him never box George Foreman because of my left jab.
But on February 10th, 1990, 42-1 underdog Buster Douglas literally turned the boxing world upside down when he traveled to Tokyo and knocked out undisputed heavyweight champ.
A doubleheader, Tyson-Foreman, in which Foreman is fighting the more formidable opponent.
It was the closest heavyweight legends George Foreman and Mike Tyson ever came to fighting one another. In fact, the plan was for the two big punchers to collide later that year.
I want to see the battle of the ages, 41-year-old Big George against Iron Mike.
Billed as 10-round co-main events, Foreman would face tough veteran Adelson Rodriguez, while Tyson faced an old nemesis from his amateur days, Henry Tillman.
When you see great big guys like this, real heavy arms get fatigued.
After a positive start, the Brazilian soon found himself on the canvas after a brutal four-punch combination from the former champion.
Rodriguez coming inside more than Dundee would want. He's open. There's a shot. A left hook catches him, and down goes Rodriguez. It looked almost like a crazy shot. Knockout for George Foreman.
The one-time baddest man on the planet got the job done even faster than Foreman had, wiping a reluctant Tillman out inside 3 minutes.
Got his work cut out when Mike Tyson. Oh, the right hand! I doubt if he'll be able to get up from this.
The next step for both former kings would be a second shared doubleheader in September, and then, in December, the two ex-champs would meet each other in what promised to be an absolutely incredible fight.
Tyson-Foreman, if when, how soon?
Ring magazine that George Foreman stated that he can beat Mike Tyson.
Tyson was arrested and sentenced to 6 years in prison, and Foreman continued his climbing to the heavyweight championship.
Evander Holyfield has guaranteed me verbally that I'll be his first title defense if he wins.
After 24 victories, 23 knockouts, Foreman earned him a match against Evander Holyfield, fighting for the WBC, WBA, and IBF world titles.
I win is not a victory for George Foreman, it's a victory for mankind.
Held in Atlantic City on April 19, 1991, it was a big, rich pay-per-view event, with Holyfield guaranteed a $20 million purse and Foreman $12.5 million.
A little bit of a left hook.
Foreman fought far better than the pundits predicted.
And almost paid the price.
And they trade punches.
Holyfield ultimately won the fight via unanimous decision, but Foreman impressed many by going the distance with the much younger champion. Many thought this would be Foreman's last chance at the heavyweight championship.
George Foreman will enter the ring to take on Jimmy Ellis in the 73rd bout of his now legendary professional boxing career.
For the first time since his admirable performance against Holyfield, Foreman had selected the undefeated former Boise State football player Jimmy Ellis.
Both men exchanging, and that looks like...
George basically did as he pleased for a couple of rounds before prompting the referee, Richard Steele, to dive in and save the badly overmatched Jimmy in the third.
Ellis counters with those left rights of George Foreman. There's a left to the face of Jimmy Ellis. And Richard Steele stops the bout.
In April of 1992, Foreman took on the lightly regarded Alex the Destroyer Stewart, a man that was stopped in 1 by Mike Tyson and stopped in 4 by Michael Moorer.
Big uppercut. And down goes Stewart.
George dropped Stewart twice in the second round, but he survived and then pounded Foreman in some of the later rounds.
Flags on the canvas. He's in big trouble. Great fight.
Foreman earned 10-round majority decision victory. In January 1993, Foreman took on South African Pierre Coetzer.
Does he have the capacity to embarrass George in the same way that Stewart did here last April?
Ooh, there's a good left hook. And a right following up, sending Pierre Coetzer.
The fight ended in the 8th, when Foreman rocked Coutser with a 5-punch combination, finishing with a right that put him down.
He wades in now with uppercuts that seem to take their toll.
This KO win sends Foreman into a match against Tommy Morrison, who got up from 2 fifth-round knockdowns to stop Carl the Truth Williams at same card.
Morrison, and then George leans into him, comes with another big right. Morrison's ready for the challenge.
Morrison retreated throughout the fight, refusing to trade toe-to-toe, and sometimes he turned his back on Foreman. The strategy paid off and he outboxed Foreman from long range. After 12 rounds, Morrison won a unanimous decision.
New champion, Tommy the Duke Morrison.
Foreman probably should have quit after Morrison losses.
I get up in the morning, I want it. I go to bed at night, I dream about it.
He saw an opening not long after, when Michael Moorer beat Holyfield in April 1994 to win the WBA and IBF heavyweight titles.
George, you can't kid me. You want to fight Michael Moorer. And he said more than anything else in the world.
Foreman's title challenge against Moorer took place on November 5, 1994 in Las Vegas, Nevada, with Foreman wearing the same red trunks he had worn in his title loss to Ali 20 years earlier.
The only thing I don't like about what Moorer is doing
Good right hand by Foreman, knocks Moorer back a step or two.
This time, however, Foreman was a substantial underdog.
Moorer's reflexes, those of it.
For 9 rounds, Moorer easily outboxed him, hitting and moving away, while Foreman chugged forward, seemingly unable to pull the trigger on his punches.
Or does Michael Moorer have a better chin than we all gave him credit for? George has got to let that right go. He's there. Moorer's there.
Entering the 10th round, Foreman was trailing on all scorecards.
In reasonable shape. And now George, following the advice of Angelo Dundee, has come out here.
And like you said,
there's the left hook from Foreman. And here in round 10, there's a right hand. And down goes Moorer. He's flat on his back. He may not get up.
Then, a short right hand caught Moorer on the tip of his chin, gashing open his bottom lip, and he collapsed to the canvas. He lay flat on the canvas as the referee counted him out. After his victory, Foreman hoped for a potential super fight with Mike Tyson once Tyson was released from prison.
I think people would give their eye teeth to see George Foreman fight Mike Tyson.
Foreman instead pursued a fight with German Axel Schultz for the IBF title, which he won by majority decision.
And still, heavyweight champion of the world!
Foreman's career ended when Shannon Briggs controversially outpointed Big George in 1997. Foreman remains the oldest man to ever win a world heavyweight title, and is still to this day one of boxing's most beloved figures.
Doesn't matter who you are, anything your heart desire can come to you if you just don't give up on your dream.
Foreman wrapped his legendary career with a record of 76 wins, 5 losses and 68 knockouts.